Compression for voiceovers. Now, one of the most essential things voice artists with a home studio need to know, but it's so hard on a video like this to demonstrate audio compression. I could play you uncompressed voiceover recordings and also compressed voiceover recordings, but they may sound the same to you if your laptop amplifier or headphones have automatic level controllers, effectively compressors built in. But I'll do my best at the end of this video. But first of all, what is audio compression in very, very simple terms? Okay, well, here's a waveform where the low volume sounds are at the bottom, the high volumes are at the top. Now, compression effectively squashes the waveforms so that the low volume syllables or sounds are higher and the high volume sounds are quieter. Now that the waveform is crushed, it's easier for the listener to hear everything at low volumes rather than just bits and pieces of what's being said. This is especially important for singers who are mixed with a music track. Vocalists often need to get their recordings heavily compressed so listeners can hear the lyrics in the mix and not get drowned out by the backing track. For us voiceovers, our voices need to be compressed where they're heard in a noisy situation, like PA announcements at an awards party, or on headphones for tourists going round a museum, an industrial museum, they're not all quiet, or on radio and TV ads where your voice needs to punch out to sell. Whereas for natural acting work, for radio or podcast plays, or most poetry, ASMR recordings and so on, you really need to leave your performances with the natural highs and lows of the original recording levels, and you don't process the recording at all. Forget compression for that type of thing. If it's natural acting, keep it natural. And by the way, always keep a raw, uncompressed and unprocessed version of your recordings. Once an audio file is compressed, it can't be uncompressed. It's as impossible as trying to take raw eggs out of a cooked cake. You never know if a client will ask for this later, and it's best to use an uncompressed audio file anyway if you're re-editing and inserting material later. And then at the end, you can compress the whole lot. So, how can you easily decide whether to compress your voiceover recordings or not? The rule of thumb is to think of your client. If you're working on a high-value project for an agency or production company, they will, or should, have the time and technical resources to compress and to process your raw audio perfectly to the project. They'll know the music type, the sound effects, all that kind of stuff. So never compress for these projects. Just send the client uncompressed raw files with just the mistakes cut out. For everyone else, find a good compression setting that makes your voice sound richer, punchier, and easier to listen to by using compression, and apply this compression to your voiceover recordings. Don't ask the client first. Why not ask them? Well, look, many clients are not that technical and will just get confused if you start talking about compression. Do you want compression or not? What? They simply want you to provide them with the best quality files they can instantly and easily use right away in their projects, whether they be PowerPoint presentations, training programs, corporate videos, without spending time and hassle making your voice sound better. So, experiment to find the best compression settings for your own voice, then create a keyboard shortcut to it so you can just do it with a keystroke. Now, don't over-compress your voice, or it will sound horrible, pumpy, forced, and nasty, like a 90s trance song. My own personal go-to compressor is in Adobe Audition. I go to Multiband compressors in Adobe Audition, and if you do this and select the broadcast preset that's close to what I use, you need to gently play with the frequency band settings to match your voice style and depth. And then once you've got it right, save the setting once you make yourself sound lovely and rich, resonant and punchy. I'm actually using the Adobe Multiband compressor right now, so I'm going to take it off to hopefully demonstrate the difference it makes and could make to your voice. Right, it's off now. This is completely uncompressed. To me, as I say, maybe your system is adding a bit of compression. The levels are still the same regarding the peaks, but it should sound somewhat softer and lighter and not as punchy. Do you agree? So let's switch the multiband compressor in again now, and back comes the resonance. And I'm going to add it again, so we're on double compression now, and it sounds very harsh. Maybe you need that for a punchy radio news bulletin sound. So that's double compression. Add it in again, and now it's triple. It's horrible and over compressed, isn't it? Hard to listen to, and the breaths are all emphasized as well. So let's go back to normal. So find your optimum compression settings, make your voice sound better on your voiceover recordings. For detailed training courses on all things voice and voiceover, please check out voiceovermasterclass.com. There's a free complete voice training and voiceover course you can take right now. And all the best-selling paid courses have free preview chapters so you can see if the courses are right for you before you decide to take them. We have a great value membership scheme too. You can learn how to set up your home studio, use audio editing programs efficiently, greatly boost your voiceover income, learn voice acting and audiobook production, train your voice to be more flexible, deeper and more resonant. And also there are green screen filming, video presentation, and editing courses too, all on voiceovermasterclass.com.